Hello, this is Brady with NC4. In this video we will cover how to create and manage superuser accounts with Sultra Edge. Superuser accounts are admin level accounts for organizations that need to have more than one user with admin rights on the appliance. All superuser accounts are created and managed from the command line. Please ensure you are comfortable with the command line before working with superuser accounts. If needed, please contact NC4 support for assistance. Let's start off by viewing the existing users on our system. As you can see, we have the default admin account and we have all these standard user accounts. Let's create a new account using the superuser creation process, and then we'll take an existing standard user and assign that user superuser rights. For this video, I'll be using a Mac, so I'll launch Terminal. If you're using a PC or another operating system, please use a program you're comfortable with SSH. If you're unaware how to SSH to your appliance, please see our documentation and video on how to SSH to Sultra Edge. Before we can create a superuser account, we need to SSH to our appliance. So let's do SSH admin at the IP of the appliance. Okay, we are SSH to our appliance and we're at our prompt. To create a superuser, we're going to run the following command: sudo edge control create superuser. Alright, now we're asking for a username. We'll have a username. Call it new super. Email new_super example.com. Password and the password again. And it says our superuser was created successfully. So let's minimize our terminal. Let's come back over here to our users page and refresh it. And let's see, we have a new super account right there. However, let's take a look. This account is locked out. When superuser accounts are created, they are created in a locked state. We cannot manage superuser accounts from the UI, so we need to unlock the superuser account using the following command. So let's go back over to our terminal. And we'll do sudo edge control user mod unlock new super. Alright, let's go back over here and refresh our page. And new super, as we see, is now unlocked. Okay, we've created our new superuser account using the create superuser command. Let's take an existing user account and elevate it to superuser, and then we'll demote that user account from superuser, and we'll show the differences in the command line and in the UI. So we're on our users page. Let's take user Bob here, and let's use Bob to elevate to superuser. First, let's confirm what Bob has to date, so we'll go down to our command line. Let's just clear this out. Alright, we'll do sudo edge control user mod list dash roles and Bob. And we see roles for username Bob, U is superuser, false. So Bob does not have superuser yet. So we can elevate Bob to superuser. To do that, we will run edge control user mod add roles equals superuser Bob. And if I typed and spelled correctly, adding role superuser to Bob. Okay, so we see Bob was a normal user. Let's log out of admin. Let's log in as Bob. And as we see, the red encapsulates Bob's username, which is an identifier for an admin level account. If you see, your default admin account will also have the red around it, so we know Bob does have this permission as we saw in the command line. So let's log back out. And now let's demote Bob. To demote, we'll run sudo edge control user mod remove roles equals super user Bob. And removing role super user from Bob. So that is completed. We can up arrow a couple times to go back to list the roles for Bob. And we see that super user is false. We can go back to our appliance and sign in as Bob and see that Bob does not have the red around his user account anymore. Bob is back to a standard user. So in this video, we created a super user from scratch. We took an existing user, standard user, and elevated them to super user rights. We then demoted that user from super user rights. We showed the difference in the command line, how to list the roles and see what roles they currently have. And we saw the differences in the UI as well, with the red backing around the username to indicate if someone has admin or super user level rights on their account. The commands that we used are here: create super user, edge control user mod, unlock, list roles, add roles, and remove roles. Make sure that this is 2 dashes here. When I use a notepad, it will put it together, so just make sure those are 2 dashes there, and you'll be good to go. You can always check our documentation at Sultra.com, which goes over creating and managing these accounts.